Hello everyone, my name is Teresa Miller and I'm the Director of Technical Advocacy here at Cohesity. The first thing I have here is to show you the DataHawk Security Center dashboard. I navigated here through the Cohesity Helios UI, through the app switcher where I chose Security Center. Now, what I can see here is an at-a-glance view into what's going on in my environment from a security perspective. So the first thing here I have is my security posture of my Cohesity clusters. You can see that my clusters have some security remediations that are needed. I'd like to call out a couple here. That multi-factor authentication can be set at 2 layers, the support user as well as the local user, among other things in this list. The next thing I want to talk to you about is threat protection. So from a threat protection perspective, I can see if there are any anomalies that I need to research in my environment. And here you can see I have one from yesterday. Data sensitivity is an additional step that shows me if there's any potential PII on an anomalous impacted system. And then cyber vaulting is my ability to view any data protection jobs that are being vaulted to the cloud and seeing if that's happening successfully, which I can at a glance here see that cyber vaulting in my case is working. Now, cyber vaulting is an additional copy of your systems that goes to the cloud. It's air-gapped, it has quorum capabilities, and is immutable. All right, so let's dive into, now that we know what's going on in environment, we have a few things to check out. Let's go ahead and go to threat protection. And let's look into this DH857 anomaly. So when I click into this, what I'm going to get is some details around the snapshots and when they were blocked. So I can see that I have a good snapshot here, and then maybe a half hour later there was an issue. Now I get a nice list of the changes that have been seen, but I get another ability to look in a more visually aesthetic way through the trend line. So here I can see similar information as well as my last clean snapshot also being flagged. So super helpful. I can also get a list of my affected files as well as the audit type. And was there any PII mixed within these files that were potentially impacted? Here it says, yes, there was some credit card information, and I could further assess that by choosing download here on the sensitivity wheel, or I could go ahead and download that report. Now, a couple other things to note before I move into threat protection scanning. I have the ability, if I thought all was good, I could just ignore this from here. It would clear it from my list. I also have the ability to recover from here, leveraging our data protection technology at its core back to that latest clean snapshot if I were ready to do that. Now, in my case, I'd like to do some additional research with some of the DataHawk threat protection scanning. So we're going to go ahead and choose threat protection, threat detection. And what I have here is a job that is running. I'm going to go ahead and click on this. This job looks like it definitely has some additional scanning to complete, but it is against that DH857. So that has been initiated by going to start detection. I went ahead and selected, chose next, gave it a name, chose a range, could be the most recent or a range, and chose start detection. Now, in my case, since this is still running, let's go ahead and just look at a different one where matches were found. different server, but at least it'll show you what the report outcomes can be. So essentially here I have 209 IOCs matched. Our IOCs are it's all automated. It's not anything you need to do. Same with the YAR rules. This is all done automatically behind the scenes, updated daily. So we're matching against the industry standards here with 209 IOCs matched, and we have a high security score. We also have a threat hash that we could do additional research on. So you could take this over to, say, VirusTotal. You could put that hash in, and we can confirm what we already knew, in that there is a great risk here. You could also have your security team review this from a SIM-SOAR integration. So a lot of power involved. Now let's go ahead and let's look at a restore. Now I talked to you about doing a quick back to the latest clean snapshot type recovery. I'm going to go ahead and show you Fort Knox recovery through the cyber vaulting. So I head back out to the dashboard here. I head to recoveries, and I'm going to go ahead and choose recover VMs. And I'm going to go ahead and choose my cluster. Click select. And we're going to go ahead and put in the DH 857. And here is where we can choose that latest vault copy. Select that recovery point. Click next. We're going to head back to the original location. I'm not going to make any other changes, and I'm going to click recover. And you can see that the request has now been submitted for quorum approval. So let's go ahead and head over to quorum, because I think it's interesting to take a look. So I'm going to just get there through Fort Knox, and we're going to go ahead to security, quorum, and we'll be able to see our requests. So this is the one that we just made. Because I'm an admin and I'm actually one of the approvers, the first side was approved, but this will not go through without my other approver. So I can show you, if I go into the actual group where those settings are, I can see that I need at least 2 approvers. And if that other approver doesn't come by in the next 4 hours, it's just going to decline this. But you do have some flexibility to change this as well. I'm going to go ahead and cancel. So with that, I'm going to wrap up this demo. You can see how easy it is to leverage Cohesity DataHawk to understand not only what's going on in your environment from a data perspective, but how you can recover. So it's that protect, detect, and recover we talked about just a little bit ago.